what our traders see ahead for the cryptocurrency exchange. So we're calling Ripple a cryptocurrency exchange. I mean, hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis, and I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today, we are going to take a look at the XRP chart. Hey, there's not a whole lot to see here. Price is still hovering around that 19-cent price point that we've been at for a few days, so we're still in just a little bit of consolidation for either one more quick push down into the 15-cent range or who knows what. So, as we're consolidating, there's not a whole lot to talk about on the XRP price chart. So we're just going to kind of wait and see here. Heading on over to my Twitter page, yesterday we had the really big news of the $200 million Series C funding investment into Ripple, the company, to help propel XRP. And it's just one of those really exciting times right now. And it's just crazy that the price is at 19 cents while we get this incredible news. Even CNBC picked this up, and you can see this on my Twitter page as well. And my Twitter handle is @BCBacker. And this was posted last night, so 17 hours ago. Think about this, right? They post this after the market is closed on a Friday. Now I know the news was announced on a Friday, but it didn't get, any coverage on CNBC during the morning, during the day, while it was huge news all over the internet. They waited until after the market was closed in order to talk about this. And I thought it's just kind of, we've all seen it that, there's so little talking about Ripple or about XRP in the mainstream media that they just try to keep it as hush hush as possible. And they still play really dumb in this. Okay. First of all, let's read this right here. It says, Ripple making a splash with its valuation hitting 10 billion today. Okay, that sentence sounds good. Here, what our traders see ahead for the cryptocurrency exchange. Wait, what? Here, what our traders see ahead for the cryptocurrency exchange. So, first of all, they call it here when this should be HEAR, here. What our traders see ahead for the cryptocurrency exchange. So, we're calling Ripple a cryptocurrency exchange. I mean, I guess because it does cross-border payments and turns dollars into wons or into Mexican peso. With money, MoneyGram. I don't know how how we're calling it cryptocurrency exchange, but okay. So here, what our traders see ahead for the cryptocurrency exchange. Okay, so great. We're off to a great start. Here we go. Wonderful. CNBC Fast Money. We're going to talk about Ripple. Now, the very first, I'm not going to play this guys on here. I just don't want any type of copyright issues. But the very first sentence in this video is big time move of XRP, basically the parent company of Ripple. What? XRP is the parent company of Ripple. Right. Okay. With a $200 million funding round, which was not done in cryptocurrency, but as a cash injection. Okay, that's cool. That is big news, right? This makes Ripple one of the most valuable private startup companies in Silicon Valley. This valuation makes Ripple worth more than Bed Bath & Beyond. So Bed Bath & Beyond is worth $2.2 billion. Whirlpool, those people who make your refrigerators and your dishwashers and microwaves and ovens, they're valued at 9.3 billion, with Ripple valued at 10 billion. And then Planet Fitness, all the purple Planet Fitness things. You see the commercials, you see it everywhere, no judgment, go work out. Huge. They're valued at 6.6 billion. And we have Ripple coming in at a 10 billion valuation. So this is quite exciting and it's quite crazy because the second half of this video, this thing's only what, 2 minutes and 49 seconds. The second half kind of turns into this like hit piece, right? And it becomes very somber and very like, And it was just really interesting that that they didn't report on this earlier in the day. They make sure to like give this attitude of don't be excited about this, we see this Silicon Valley startup stuff but when like Uber comes out, they're like, "Oh, Uber at the opening bell. Here we go. It's time." And then it tells me Okay, so I like to play the contrarian all the time, and it tells me that when they're acting this somber, and that they held out on giving any of this news, and then they waited until after closing hours, and they waited until their viewership is way down on a Friday afternoon to release this information and do it the way they did it, they don't want you excited about it. They say, "Hey, everybody gonna chill out right now. We don't want the price is only 19 cents, guys." So, I'm assuming behind closed doors they're all just sitting there saying, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." But on television they come out here and they have to talk about it. They don't have a choice. It's a $10 billion valuation. They've got to make some kind of story. Or it would be weirder for them to just not talk about it at all. So they talk about it, but they talk about it in this somber kind of way. And it's just another one of those times where we see the same thing, right? Don't talk about it. Don't mention it. Don't say it's this great thing. But anywho, I thought it was interesting. Hey, it made its way to CNBC yesterday, and we get the same kind of stuff that we always see. And this was a tweet. I rarely retweet people just because I'm so busy throughout the day that it's hard for me to go through everything and really just retweet everything. But XRP Canada at XRP_Canada, I thought he made a really good post on this. He says, when Ripple have obtained a $200 million in Series C funding, many aren't aware of the true impact this will have on the company and XRP. Keep this in mind. No other coin has this kind of backing, investor confidence, and global reach. It's not my opinion, it's a fact. What Ripple are doing for XRP is far beyond those simply trading in speculative asset with no real future in a manipulative market. Companies with this magnitude of funding are ready to continue to develop on a global scale and prepare for an IPO. Check this out. Companies that secure Series C funding typically have valuations of 100 million and then prepare for an IPO to continue growth. Ripple have a $10 billion valuation. They don't need an IPO. That money can be used for so many things, including building out the XRP ecosystem. Ripple have so much to gain by having an XRP price worth much more. Their valuation will be worth way more than 10 billion. This company is going to be the next massive financial disruptor out there. Think Amazon, Google, Apple. Just think about how valuable XRP is. And I can tell you, I feel the same way. I have no doubt in my mind. This is an Amazon, this is a Google, this is an Apple. That is what Ripple is, Ripple the company. I do think one day it will be a publicly traded company, and you and me, the average person, will be able to buy shares of Ripple the company. Now, will we get it at the same glorious price that everybody else is getting it? No, probably not. You and me, we're just regular old Joes. We're not going to get what these institutional people are getting it offered to them at. But what we do get offered to us is the XRP, is we get the actual asset that's being used for the liquidity. So it's really exciting that we get to be in on it. It's kind of like being in on the Silicon Valley investor, right? You get to kind of be a part of that, which we've never really had the opportunity, right? You either have to live in Silicon Valley, have hundreds of $1 million to be one of the first people to get in on this. And it's really crazy because you see it on CNBC how they're just like, "Don't you dare get in on this. This is ours. This is bad. Do not touch." Right. So I thought it was interesting. I'm not going to dive too much into other news. There could be little stuff going on, but really, this is the big thing, right? We've got our big investment. We've got television talking about it now, and we've got television kind of acting weird about it. Go over to my Twitter and watch that video and tell me if you think it's the same thing that I'm saying, that, it's kind of just like a shh thing. So back on over here, we've got, just I know that when people tune into my channel, a lot of them tune in for technical analysis, and you get kind of a mixed bag, right? You get a mixed bag of news. Sometimes you don't get any TA, sometimes you get tons of TA, and it's hit or miss on what you're going to get. And that's kind of how I like it, man. And I don't go on a script when I start these things. I'll go on rants. Sometimes I'll start a video and I expect it to only be, 5, 10 minute video, and then all of a sudden it's near 20. And I go through it and I edit it and I'm just like, do I keep all this? Yeah, whatever. We'll see if anybody likes it. And so that's just kind of what you get here. And uh they're just, in regards to the TA for today, there's just not a whole lot to say. I mean, I could sit here, draw random things and whatever, but the truth of the matter is we've got to wait for that consolidation to do something. And whether that's breakdown into the 15s before we get a bounce, or if it's breakout from here, We don't know. Like I've always said, I've got my limit orders placed all the way down to about 15.5 cents, and that's what I'm waiting on. Look over at Bitcoin, and let's see, we put this back up, and there's our thing, and we are just waiting for this right around there, the breakdown point of the 2018 capitulation. So, like I said a few days ago, I said, hey, this could take until mid-January, or it could take till after Christmas to get down here. So we're kind of just waiting on that. It could just spike straight down. I doubt it. It is probably just going to go like that, which would take us to the very end of the year. And really, that would make perfect sense, right? I hear everybody talk about like taxes and stuff like that. And for those who do plan on selling and whatever, if you want to, if you know you're going to have to pay taxes, and I've thought about this myself too. I'm like, right, like, so and it all depends on if you want to do long-term or short-term capital gains, right? So if it's really confusing, I'm not going to get too far into talking about that. But if you wanted to like let's say you bought down here and then you sold up here, or you bought and you sold, and then you bought and you sold, and you did some stuff and you bought here, but you're way down here now. You have to pay capital gains on a lot of the wins that you had up here. And then if you sell down here right before the end of the year, then you can claim all of that as a loss, and that would reduce your tax obligation, I believe. But yeah, okay, I always say this, right? I say, hey, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not investment advice. I am certainly not a tax advisor, and this is not tax advice. So don't do anything that I'm telling you here because I could be wrong. The thing I do is I hold, right? I'm waiting for the much bigger swing, and that's when I'll get out, and that's when I'll go to the accountant and say, all right, man, do what you need to do to help me pay my share and as little as that can possibly be, right? So, okay. I think that is just going to wrap it up for today, guys. Once again, XRP just sitting in a range. It's Saturday morning here in the United States, and we're just going to just kind of chill and wait for some type of price action or big news. And I bid you all well, and I hope you are preparing for the holidays. The kids are now out of school. It's going to be 2 weeks of them just running around doing whatever and saying, Dad, 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 come on, Dad. And, all right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need to pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.